Hi there, I am Mihai, and in this Selenium Toolbox video, we will discover how to configure Firefox driver and run the first Selenium test. With this tutorial, I assume that you already followed my previous videos from Selenium Toolbox channel. This is the second video from a group of 4 videos in which I will describe the step-by-step process to integrate Selenium 3.0 or above, Visual Studio 2017 and all 4 well-known browsers, Chrome, Firefox, Edge and Internet Explorer. This second tutorial is about building the running test environment for Firefox with its WebDriver, which is also called Marionette driver. Firefox version 55.01, together with FireBug and FirePath, we installed together in a previous video, but I assume that if your browser is up to date, everything we do here will work for you as well. If we encounter any problem, don't hesitate to ask me and I will try to answer as fast as possible. Now, if you are ready, let's start. Start Visual Studio and let's go ahead and get a new project set. In order to do this, click File, New, Project, select Console Application Project, select where you want to save your project. I will save mine in my C drive, temp folder, and name it Firefox Driver Demo. Hit OK to save your project. To get this project working, we need to add the necessary references. Right-click on our project, select Manage NuGet Packages option, go to Browse tab, and let's search for Selenium. Probably the first option in your search will be Selenium WebDriver. Again, as we did it in the previous video, this is something we need, so hit install. Now, to be able to run our test with Firefox, we need to add at this step the Selenium Firefox driver. So let's search for Firefox driver. This is the nugget we need to add, and as you can see here in the description, Firefox driver is similar to Chrome driver. One of the important differences is that Firefox driver is automatically copied to the bin folder of the browser when the build is performed. This means that your Firefox driver and Firefox browser are always synchronized. When your browser is updated, the driver is updated as well. After the installation of this nugget finishes, you can notice that the Selenium dependencies are installed under the Install tab, and we can find them also under References. Let's try now a simple test with Firefox. Open Firefox, navigate to YouTube page. Let's search for Selenium Toolbox and hit enter. In order to do this test in Visual Studio using Selenium, let's start by adding the necessary namespaces to the project. The first one we need to add is the Selenium WebDriver. This can be found under OpenQA, so let's type using openqa.selenium. The second namespace is for Firefox driver. It is also located under OpenQA, so type using openqa.selenium.firefox. These are the namespaces we need in order to run tests with Firefox. Now that this is covered, let's write the test. use iWebDriver interface and let's name it driver and do a new Firefox driver. At this point, different from what we learned while using Chrome driver, we don't need to add the path to the Firefox driver. As explained before, this is automatically used from the bin folder. So, as parameter, we don't need to add anything. We have our driver and we will just use this to navigate to youtube.com. Let's do driver.url, comma, and the address of the site that we want to visit. In our case, youtube.com address. This is very similar with what we did before with Chrome driver, so I won't insist. Now, let's find the locator for this search box. Right-click on the element, select Inspect with FirePath, and as you can see here in the corner, we have 4 matching results for this relative XPath. In this situation, we need to go deeper to uniquely identify our locator. We can do it in 2 ways. First way, under the FirePath tab, check Generate Absolute XPath option and repeat the inspect element again. FirePath will return the relative XPath that is now uniquely identifying this element. This is the first easier method to solve this problem. It has some disadvantages, but we will discuss about them later. With the second method, we need to help FirePath to uniquely identify the locator. So, let's uncheck the Generate Absolute XPath option and inspect the search locator again. Now scroll down and see which of these 4 elements is our search. This is the one. You can see here that the tag for this element is an input. If we modify the XPath to look only for type input tags, for sure we will have a better result. And now it works. Only an element is identified by this XPath. Let's copy it. Let's define now a new variable and name it searchbox and do driver.findElement by XPath, and as parameter we need to paste the XPath copied before. We have our search box. Now let's do the send key function. Searchbox dot send keys, and as parameter what you want to search for. Selenium ToolBox. We also need to send an enter to start the search. For this, do searchbox dot send keys enter. That's it. Let's save and run the test now. The driver window will open first, and if everything is configured right, the browser should open and perform the test. Congratulations, you have your first test with Firefox. This was the basic setup, and this is all we need to get Selenium and Firefox ready to use. In case you need the code for this project, you can find it in the description. If you like this tutorial, please thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. In the next video from the Selenium Toolbox channel, we will discuss about setting up Edge and running the first test. Two videos will follow in which we will configure well-known browsers to work with Selenium. After this, it will be your choice which one to use further in developing your test.